This is the Realty Classroom Podcast, episode number 19.
Welcome to the show that focuses on helping real estate agents build a bulletproof business plan so that they can sell more properties in less time and live a more fulfilled life.
Are you a real estate agent with an entrepreneurial spirit who wants to turn your job into a business without sacrificing your lifestyle, but you just can't seem to find the right plan to help you get there? Well, then you're definitely in the right place. I'm Danny Griffin, the founder of the Realty Classroom and the host of this podcast. And to help you take immediate action to build a better real estate agent business, I've created a free jumpstart course for you over at freeagentgift.com. And that's a winner for all of you, whether you're a veteran or a rookie. Let's get started. I'm really fired up about this one. In this episode, I want to talk about the battle between self-image and your goals, and here are the key points. I want to talk about how we say we want this thing. Then I want to talk about how we set that goal too generally, and then how we speak negatively through this lens of the way we see the world. And I want to talk about the solution, how to clean that lens and execute the plan. So the first point is this. We always say we want this thing. So, for example, if I look at an agent when I'm coaching them and or talking to them on the phone, I said, look, what is it that you want? You want my help? What can I help you get? And they all give me a nice round number. Well, I want to do, somebody said to me the other day, $400,000. Well, that's doable. I coach people that do even more than that individually with systems and assistance, but I do help a lot of folks that are just getting started from zero. So where are you at and where did that number come from? And I always worry when I hear somebody say something that's such a round number. And that's because point number two is round numbers tend to be very general statements. In other words, when I say I want 100,000, 400,000, I want to do 1 million, those are a lot of the numbers that you'll hear thrown around. And it's like, well, what does that even mean to you? To say something so general and so round, you're not really programming the subconscious mind to be very specific. It's almost as if you're not really committed. It sounds sexy and it sounds interesting to put a big number up on the board and say, that's my big, hairy, audacious goal that I'm going after. Wonderful. But I'm a pragmatist. I want to help people get paid so they can, first of all, get what they need out of this business, because there's always time to get what you want. So stop setting those goals so generally. Be more specific. Look at the average sale in the area, get some of the basic math down, see what the average agent really does, and get a real crooked number. The average agent does $39,421. Try to figure out a real exact number and then set your goals through there. But here's really where the rubber meets the road in a negative context. I see so many people set that goal. And imagine, I was doing this on a whiteboard the other day. So imagine the goal way up to the right-hand side, way up at the top, like the summit. That's the thing that you can see. And way down in the left is where you are, the starting point. That's where you're at. Now, when you look up to the summit, you see that goal through a lens. And that lens, according to Dr. Maxwell Maltz in his book, The New Psycho-Cybernetics, is your self-image. Now that opens up a whole can of worms, because between that lens and the goal, there's a plan. And at the Realty Classroom, we're passionate about pounding on this plan and trying to simplify it and get it to you, and then really help you be accountable to staying inside the guardrails and just executing the darn simplicity of the thing. And that is the path that we all have to take. There's a truth to the plan. There's no way to get around it. So why aren't we all doing better? Well, this lens problem. So what I discovered this week was that I would ask a lot of, especially the newer agents, where they wanted to be, and there'd be a nice positive attitude. And I love that. I get excited for people when there's enthusiasm. And like I tell my kids, that intensity to go out and get what they want and really mean it. But then the next thing that comes out of their mouth is negative talk. Well, I go into this listing presentation and I don't have that kind of resume, and that whole area with luxury, it's all locked up by these people and they've been doing it forever. Oh my gosh. How do you ever get up the ladder when that's the way you're starting to talk to yourself? It's insane. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think there's a certain level of reality that you are up against tough competition at times. But in my experience, what I found in my entire career, from the very first time I started with a stack of business cards to when I wanted to redo my business and get into more luxury, I can't tell you how much it was my own negative talk that was getting in the way, when the reality was, if I just execute the plan, sure, it was tough. Sure, there's some competition, but much easier than I ever thought to at least get my toe in the pool and get started swimming, right? I mean, really, it's this negative talk. The other problem with this talk is that you don't even realize you're doing it. I mean, if you listen to some of the Realty Classroom sales training calls, and they're wonderful, and I have some fabulous ladies have really stepped in lately. So go there and check it out online. You can find it on our Facebook page, or you can find it on our YouTube channel, and just listen. Listen to these folks when they actually are looking for my guidance and help. I might sound a little rough when I do it because I'm usually attacking a negative paradigm and trying to make somebody aware that, whoa, what are all those speckles over your lens? I'm not the type of woman that would impose. I'm not the type of realtor that would, call you up and interrupt you. I don't even know how we can have that conversation and expect to be ascending up this ladder with this plan and executing to that goal. That's just not the reality. The reality is this. Clean the lens. That's the next point. Clean the lens. Stop saying all of that stuff. And here's how you clean the lens. You remember that we are in the business of helping people. So if you just simply would sit still and look at the basics of the plan to help a seller, in the Realty Classroom, we talk about 7 points. Help a buyer. In the TRC, where you talk about 6 points. So we have these very simple plans that I could teach to any of you if you don't have your license yet. I could still say, look, here's a universal plan. Sit still, believe in it, because I'm telling you as an authority, as an expert, somebody who actually uses it himself after 19 years of doing it, just trying to master the obvious first each time. Sure, maybe a veteran goes deeper, but here's what happens when the lens is really dirty with all of those negative speak statements. You say things like, well, what makes you different from everybody else? Why should I list with you? Because you don't really have a long resume. Well, I'm going to work really hard and I'm going to do a lot of things that other people don't do. Do you see what I mean about these? Zig Ziglar has this great quote, or had, God rest his soul, was a super guy. I actually had a chance to hear him speak. Tremendous motivator, but very pragmatical in his advice too. Would say things like, look, why would you ever be a wandering generality when you could be a meaningful specific? So let's take that in the context of cleaning the lens. Let's get us out of the way. Let's stop saying, I'm not this, I don't do this, I haven't achieved this. Let's get rid of it for a second. And let's just think about this. If we could see us winning that simple listing, in that case, whether it's a big listing, small listing, you're helping people. Say, look, I don't know about somebody else's resume. I don't know what anybody else does, but I'm here to help you tonight. And what I think I can do is I think I can offer you this plan. It has 7 steps. They're universal, but the most important thing is I keep them in a certain order, and I communicate regularly throughout this plan so that we become a team, so that I can empower you to make the best decisions about your property, to make sure that you feel good about the process. Simple. Instead of getting all defensive and insecure because our lens is dirty, where we babble and we get very general, be specific. Be simply specific and execute that plan. And remember, the concept of executing the plan is sticking to those points once you learn them. Okay. You have to learn these simple points. And that's why I said, go over and take the freeagentgift.com class, because it begins to give you these simple ideas and put the information in order so you stop being all over the place. All right. So let's chunk this idea up, and I'll slow it down a little bit here. The key point here is that there really is a battle between your self-image and your goals. So what we want to do is focus on cleaning up that self-image lens and stick to the simple plan. And the way that we do that is we recognize that when we say what we want, as far as this goal, be more specific. And don't just make it up. Take a look at what's going on for average and top producers in your area and be specific about what they're doing. At least get beyond average with your basic plan and shoot to become one of the top producers, but be real about what they do and how they do it. Next, like I said, your goal has to be very specific, but you have to see it more clearly through a clean lens. Now, I'm not going to go all the way into how to do that. It's a pretty deep subject, but Maxwell Maltz was the winner for me. Pick up his book, The New Psycho-Cybernetics, and go read it. You can really clean that lens in a second. And the way that I suggest you do it as your guide here at the TRC, follow our plans. 7 steps to listing success, 6 steps to helping a buyer. Walk them through it, educate them, and you'll be well on your way. All right? So remember, you can take immediate action and get started in the right direction with our free video course over at freeagentgift.com. Get over there. Come join me. And if you like what you learned here, then we'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe or follow our channels to help us share these insights by giving us a positive review on whichever channel or platform you're listening so that other entrepreneurial real estate agents just like you can find their way here to join us and we start this nice community. We also broadcast our live sales training on Facebook every Friday at 1 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. You can hear those gals from last week. Go check it out. And just go over there and remember to like the page so you won't miss the notifications as they come on. Hey, thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. I look forward to helping you in the next episode.
You've been listening to The Realty Classroom with Danny Griffin. Join us next time to continue learning how to build a smarter real estate agent business plan that helps you live a more fulfilled life.